Hey, this is Mark Moore, aka Casino Mark, at various places on the internet. It's 11:21 a.m. according to the computer clock on Friday, April 18, 2014. And I just want to share my thoughts about the recently announced news that Archie Comics will be killing off Archie. If you haven't heard, no, they're not killing off Archie completely, entirely, permanently. He's still going to be in the regular comics. They're killing him off in the Life with Archie series. For those of you that don't know, Life with Archie, The Married Life, is a magazine format comic that has been running for around 3 years now. And issue number 34 is the latest one that came out, but I'm trying to get caught up. I'm halfway through issue 31. I just read the first story. What it is it shows two hypothetical futures. One in which Archie marries Veronica. That's the first story in the book. And then one in which he marries Betty. Okay. Now, amusingly enough, whether he marries Betty or Veronica, it seems to change the relationship situations and job situations for a whole bunch of other of his friends. That they differ between the two universes or timelines or whatever. It's never really made clear if these are alternate universes or alternate timelines or what they are. But yeah, so it's kind of soap opera-y. Each story arc is 6 issues long. And there are some parallels between the two universes. If you read each issue straight through, there might be some similarities of things that happen between the two, but not much. One of the things in common is Kevin Keller, this guy, has been elected a U.S. Senator in both universes. His husband, Dr. Clay Walker, that's him right here, he was shot during a robbery attempt in both universes. What else? Oh, Jughead Jones now owns the chocolate shop after Pop Tate retired in both universes. But those 3 things are the only things that each universe has in common. Other than that, in the Veronica universe, Archie is recently unemployed, having lost his job working as the president of a music company for Fred Mirth, one of Mr. Lodge's main competitor in Riverdale, basically. And Veronica's been arrested. Mirth had framed her for working on some kind of project or something in her own company. She had started up her own company separate from her father. What else? Betty's dating Reggie. Reggie runs a car repair business. Betty runs a catering service. And they have a reality show that follows their lives, and they're a hit. In the Bettyverse, Archie's a music teacher at Riverdale High, and Betty's an English teacher, and she recently became the temporary, acting interim assistant principal. Veronica and Reggie are dating. Reggie is temporarily running the Riverdale Gazette after his father, the editor, had a heart attack, so he's kind of taking care of the paper until his father recuperates. What's Veronica doing in this universe? I forget at the moment. But anyway. So, in the Veronica verse, Jughead is not married. He had been with Midge, but now he's dating Ethel, who he couldn't stand in high school. In the Betty verse, Jughead and Midge are married and they're expecting a baby. In the Veronica verse, we don't see Moose often, but he's like the head maintenance person at Riverdale High. In the Veronica verse, Moose is the mayor. It's in the Betty verse that Moose is the maintenance person. It's easy to get these two universes confused. But yeah. So, one other big thing, and I think starting after number 29, we haven't seen her again after she had a long stint in the Betty verse. But Cheryl Blossom developed breast cancer, and she's beating it, she's fighting it, she has a good prognosis, but she had double mastectomy, and now she's kind of become a TV star appearing on national talk shows. But I think number 29 was her last appearance. I don't know if she's going to appear anymore after this. Now the thing is, we had first seen Cheryl in the Veronica verse, when Betty had briefly called her up to chat. And then we haven't seen Cheryl in the Veronica verse after that. We don't know what became of her. Alright, so we've got all these differences between the two universes. Now, and there was one period earlier on in the run where some characters crossed over between the two universes, and it got so convoluted. There was some kind of big event type of thing, and they all forgot, meeting each other in the two separate universes when everything went back to normal, and it felt so out of place because this is mostly an adult drama, realistic type of series, so that sci-fi stuff felt out of place. And yeah. So I think in the Veronica verse, Dilton Doyley's dating Ethel, I think. I don't remember, but anyway. So we got all of these differences. Number 35 is the next one to come out. As I said, there are usually 6 issues. These story arcs are usually 6 issues long, and while issue 31, says part 1 for these new story arcs in both stories. They really seem like direct continuations from the previous story arc, even though things are going in a bit of a different direction. It still relies on what came before. Now, number 35 is going to have to be the last issue that addresses everyone's stories individually and tries to tie up as much stuff as possible. And here's why. Issue number 36, it says it's going to be a special double-length issue. I don't know if that means it's really going to be 80 pages long instead of 40, or if it just means that the story is going to be double the length of a 20-page story, because there's two 20-page stories in each issue. I don't know that. I would have to try to figure that out. But what's happening is issue number 36. It's not going to be a crossover between the two universes. Now, it's the issue where Archie dies. And, by the way, there's no foreshadowing of this whatsoever. I think since the series is ending with number 37, they just decided to go out with a bang. And, but the thing is, the story in issue number 36, where Archie dies, is going to take place in both universes simultaneously. Not through a crossover, but just that the story itself, the whole story, is meant to occur in full in both universes at the same time. How are they going to manage this? As I laid out already, there are numerous differences between these two universes. And from what I've read online, they're going to focus on only the things that the two universes have in common. Kevin Keller being a U.S. Senator, Jughead owning the chocolate shop, and Clay Walker having been shot. That's it. They mentioned that the things that are going to lead to Archie's death have been set in motion, starting with issues 24 and 30. 24, I believe, is when Clay Walker got shot, both universes, and in issue 30, in the Veronica verse only, I believe, so far. I don't think they've mentioned this happening in the Betty verse, but there was a mass shooting at a mall in a nearby town, apparently by some kind of anti-gay shooter. So somehow these are clues into how Archie's going to die, and it's going to be a self-sacrifice for someone. Alright, so Archie's going to sacrifice himself. My question is, how are they going to pull this off as occurring in both universes at the same time? They're going to have to be deliberately vague and like so vague and so deliberately unspecific and hiding information about everyone else except Jughead owning the chocolate shop, Kevin being a U.S. Senator, and Clay having been shot, and possibly the mall shooting. Everyone else's lives are pretty much different between the two universes. It's like, okay, so Archie's gonna die, so we're supposed to believe that either Betty or Veronica is his wife in issue 36. There's going to be no mention of Jughead and Midge being together, or Jughead and Ethel being together. Reggie is dating either Betty or Veronica. It's like, how are they going to do this? And then issue number 37 is going to be like a 1 year later issue. It's going to show how the gang is doing on the first anniversary of Archie's death. Again, I assume issue number 37 is going to take place in both universes simultaneously. How are they going to deal with all these emotions and how it affects people's lives when they won't even be able to address whether Archie was Betty's husband or Veronica's husband? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm looking forward to these issues, and as I said, I'm trying to get caught up right now, but it's kind of concerning. But we'll see what happens, and yeah. So that's it for now. It just turned 11:37 a.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.